Hello, I'm Bob Thomas. This is the second video to show you a new exercise called the Tiger Lift. It was demonstrated at the George Washington University Learner Wellness Center Gymnasium. This Tiger Lift exercise demonstration was a George Washington University special event that took place on April the 13th and May the 4th, 2012. George Washington University made this demonstration possible, but does not guarantee this lift in any way. This video is to support a project called Ending Worldwide Dire Poverty. It may be copied for non-commercial purposes only. Otherwise, all rights to the Tiger Lift are reserved. The Tiger Lift is intended to achieve large total lifting numbers. My goal for the next 30 years is to lift an average of 3 million pounds every day to achieve 1 billion pounds per each year. I started this lift in August 2010 and managed to achieve 2 billion pounds by December 31st, 2011. That was more than 1 billion pounds per year. I started the present 3 million pounds average every day, or over 1 billion pounds each year, on January the 1st, 2012. To keep ahead of the 3 million pounds per day average, my present daily lift is usually 4 million pounds or 20,000 reps times 200 pounds. Doing these millions of pounds every day is as hard as it sounds. What then led me to do this, or even to think about a number as high as 1 billion? At age 16 in 1956, I dedicated myself to a career to rescue children in hopeless dire poverty around the world. I managed to work in economic development overseas and to attain the position of USAID Director in Mali, Africa. In 2006, after 50 years of my efforts in this, over 1 billion children, remained in hopeless, dire poverty, and I was passing the retirement age and getting old, and it looked like the end. On August 3rd, 2006, I received what appeared to be a divine message at the Levante's restaurant in Washington, D.C. It was about the rescue of the 1 billion children. What is certain about the occasion is that it should have never taken place under the circumstances that it did. With this message, instead of ending, everything was just starting for rescuing the children, and I would live to do it. It had to be done without the direct involvement of the host donor or donor governments, as had always been the case with my previous projects. I spent the next 4 years until 2010 developing a technical project program to do that, which is described on the internet site Ending Worldwide Dire Poverty. With this project execution preparation complete, the Children's Rescue Project was ready for funding, but there wasn't any. Over the 4 years, however, my health and strength had improved dramatically. In 2009, I managed to run 5,000 miles on the elliptical when the GW gym was open, and with regular running as a supplement in the rare times on the rare days that it was not. Mostly I ran over 14 miles every day on the elliptical. The GW Wellness Center videotaped much of this elliptical running and required that I obtain a special medical authorization to continue. The fundraising for the Children's Rescue Project appears to lie in my health and physical activity. This led me to begin a billion-pound lift to symbolically lift 1 billion children out of hopeless, dire poverty. Using my overseas medical research background, I then developed the Tiger Lift, and regardless of the torn muscles or anything else, did the 1 billion pounds for the children. At first, I felt like a rickshaw puller running all day, 7 days a week. I was first thinking about the billion over a 5-year period. Then, as I increased the daily reps, that time frame was gradually reduced to 1 year. Now that my muscles are somewhat used to it, I can demonstrate this lift on these videos. This Tiger Lift explanation describes a new way to lift. It can work, at least for a few starting reps, for both men and women whose leg muscles are already developed by the leg press or other exercises. Again, the Tiger Lift targets the total weight that one can lift. This contrasts with the normal weightlifting approach to increase strength to lift higher targeted weight amounts. With the Tiger Lift, there is no individual targeted weightlifting objective. Instead, the objective is to create centrifugal force to offset the weight resistance and help lift the weight. When sufficient centrifugal force is generated to negate the weight resistance, this represents the effect of the Tiger Lift and how it works. The Tiger Lift creates centrifugal force by enabling the leg press dead weight lift to be both circular and rapid. This combination to overcome an otherwise straight up and down resistance lift is accomplished by combining the principles of aerobics and dead weight lifting into a single lift. Using the electrical impulse on-off concept that made the computer possible, this same on-off concept principle can be used on the horizontal leg press for the Tiger Lift. This on-off automation feature is accomplished on the leg press by using each leg and foot individually to double the potential lifting pressure points. This is instead of applying the lifting pressure evenly by using both feet at once, as is the case now with the leg press. Alternating the foot pressure can create a rectangular, circular motion that in turn can create centrifugal force. For the Tiger Lift, you need to know about centrifugal force. Centrifugal force can hold mass in a circular, rotating motion. This mass that the force can hold can be measured. The holding power of the centrifugal force is related to the rotation speed. Increasing the rotation speed makes it possible for the centrifugal force to hold more mass. Enabling the centrifugal force to hold more mass is the Tiger Lift objective. It eliminates the resistance that is created by the weight to the point where one doing the lifting can hardly sense the weight. This part about not feeling the weight is unique when lifting. If one can get past the physical requirements that are necessary to generate the circular lifting speed that eliminates the weight resistance, this is actually the only lift that can turn out to be genuinely fun. If I can do this at 72 years old, then what can you do? For these first 3 videos, as repeated on my Facebook fan page, Robert Thomas, Ending Worldwide Dire Poverty, should explain and provide a reference for the unique mechanics of this new exercise lift.